From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast with Wish TV's Kylie Conway. A Wish TV News 8 update.
Hi, this is Kylie Conway, and this is your News 8 Daily 8 for Friday, December 2nd. We're going to have a blustery day again today. Some increasing cloud cover throughout the day. Winds are going to be strong enough for some wind advisories. They're in place until 3 o'clock this afternoon. That's when they start until 1 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. That would be Saturday morning, 1 a.m. Expect some sustained winds from 15 to 20 miles per hour, gusts 45 to 50 miles per hour, according to our Storm Track 8 weather team. The breezy winds are going to be in association with another weather maker that's going to bring the chances for scattered showers late tonight. Highs today, this is some of the good news. They're going to rise pretty warm to be in the low 50s. It's because of those stronger winds from the south. And now from ITmate, Richard Allen's defense team offers its first extended statement on the Delphi murders, calling the arrest confusing to them and their client. His attorneys are publicly attacking the evidence used to arrest Allen for 2 counts of murder. ITmate's Richard Essex explains.
This 3-page statement that came out late Thursday afternoon says again that Richard Allen claims that he did not kill Abby Williams and Libby German. His lawyers say that they don't want to try this case in the public, but this statement does lay out a step-by-step rebuttal to a lot of the information that became public this week. 48 hours after a judge ordered the evidence police used to justify Richard Allen's arrest made public, his defense team says Allen maintains his innocence and that he is completely confused as to why he is charged with 2 counts of murder. The statement points out that Allen, who his attorneys call Rick, volunteered to meet with an officer in the days after the murders, shared his information, and then didn't hear from police for more than 5 years. It also points out that after the murders, Allen did not get rid of his vehicle or his guns and did not throw out his clothes or alter his appearance. He did what an innocent man would do and continue his normal routine, the statement argues. As for the gun and the unspent bullet found between the girls' bodies at the scene, Allen's attorneys refer to it as the single magic bullet. Prosecutors claim markings on the ammunition tie it to a gun owned by Allen. The statement says that identification techniques used is anything but a science, and that they plan a vigorous legal and factual challenge to it. In a court hearing last month, prosecutors hinted that other people may have been involved in the deaths. The probable cause released Tuesday does not mention other suspects. The statement from Allen's attorney says that they are confused by such discrepancies in the investigation. Allen's attorneys say that he has nothing to hide, and they hope to start receiving tips to help prove his innocence. Richard Essex, Wish TV, ITmate.
The Carroll County Sheriff is sharing his reaction to Allen's attorney's claims. In a statement, he says, "I feel a court of law is the proper and impartial setting for this matter to be vetted and not within the dominion of speculation or assumption of a public or social media arena. Patience and time must be afforded to the system, granting all aspects of the case to be brought to light." We have made it easy for you to read the full statement from Allen's defense team on our website. Just go to wishtv.com and you can find this story under the As Seen On section of that website. And there are 2 more major developments in the Delphi murders case. A special judge says she will hear arguments on the 2 critical motions in the case next month. The first is the prosecution's request for a gag order. That would prevent those in the case from talking publicly about it. The second motion is on Richard Allen's request to move his trial at least 150 miles from Carroll County. Judge Francis Gohl has set the hearing for January 13th and is ordering Allen to appear in person. A measure to avert a nationwide rail strike is heading to the president's desk. The Senate passed a measure 80-15 yesterday to tie rail companies and workers to an agreement that was worked out in September. The agreement was rejected by 4 of the unions involved, which led to the threat of a strike. All unions have to agree on a contract for it to be ratified. Now, the Democratic lawmakers tried to include paid sick leave in the measure, but didn't get enough votes to pass that version. President Joe Biden says he will sign the passed measure.
Did you know that parents rank financial literacy as the #1 most difficult life skill to teach? Meet Greenlight, the debit card and money app for families. With Greenlight, you can send money to kids quickly, set up chores, automate allowance, and keep an eye on your kids' spending with real-time notifications. Kids learn to earn, save, and spend wisely, and parents can rest easy knowing their kids are learning about money with guardrails in place. Try Greenlight risk-free today at greenlight.com/Wondery.
FedEx Express pilots won a new contract. Members of the Airline Pilots Association headed to the picket lines both in Indianapolis and Washington, D.C. yesterday in hopes of getting their message across. They say they're frustrated over the pace of contract negotiations, which started 19 months ago. Pilots are asking for enhanced retirement benefits, amendments to pensions, and pay raises. The association says that pilots' work has increased since the pandemic, but the compensation has not. The association says it's time for FedEx to come to the table with offers to meet their needs. A federal appeals court delivers a legal blow to former President Donald Trump in the dispute over documents seized from his Florida estate. The panel of 3 judges, all of them Republican appointees, says that the special master review should stop. The initial judge in the case appointed the special master after the August search of Mar-a-Lago, pausing the Justice Department's access to some of the material. The new ruling means investigators will be able to look at everything seized as prosecutors decide whether to file charges. The Justice Department has issued a subpoena to a filmmaker who documented the events surrounding the Capitol attack. Alex Holder's crew had access to former President Trump, his family, and former Vice President Mike Pence. Federal prosecutors want him to turn over all of his film footage from January 6th, including images that did not make it into the final cut. Holder has also gotten subpoenas from a prosecutor in Georgia and the House committee investigating the attacks. To business headlines now, economists expect job growth to slow in November. 200,000 positions are expected to have been added. Tech companies, in particular, have cut jobs last month. Mortgage rates fell for a third straight week, notching their biggest 3-week decline in 14 years. The average rate on a 30-year fixed mortgage was 6.49%. This week, down from a peak of 7.08% on November 10th. That's according to Freddie Mac. Airbnb is launching a program that will showcase Airbnb-friendly apartment buildings to rent. It will allow prospective renters to let their homes for short stays. The company's co-founder says the service will help renters make more cash amid rising living costs. OPEC cut crude production by the most since 2020, fulfilling a new agreement aimed at stabilizing world oil markets. The group is expected to keep supplies unchanged when it meets Sunday. The Colts are preparing for another primetime matchup Sunday night on the road against the Cowboys. The team is coming off back-to-back home losses to the Eagles and the Steelers and go into the Sunday game as huge underdogs against the 8-3 Cowboys. Kickoff Sunday is at 8:20 p.m. Team USA is just one day away from its knockout round match against the Netherlands in the World Cup. It's the team's first round of 16 match in 8 years. They finished second in Group B after defeating Iran Tuesday 1-0. The Netherlands team enters tomorrow's match after winning 2 of their 3 matches to win Group A. The winner of tomorrow's match will face the winner of Argentina and Australia next Saturday. Kickoff tomorrow morning is set for 10 o'clock. Jurassic World Live runs through this weekend at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Dinosaurs invade the Fieldhouse. It's going to be pretty cool. The last live arena show will be Sunday. Tickets are still available. The Indianapolis Zoo has plans to expand. Zoo officials announced last night and unveiled the full look of a $53 million project. It was an event to jumpstart the fundraising. It includes a new zoo entry and welcome center, an enclosed botanical garden, the new Global Center for Species Survival, and a chimpanzee complex. The new entrance is scheduled to open during Memorial Day weekend next year, with the chimpanzee facility to open in 2024. So far, the zoo says it is 60% of the way to its fundraising goal. This has been your News 8 Daily 8 for Wish TV. I'm Kylie Conway, online at wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook when you search Wish TV.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast with Wish TV's Kylie Conway. A Wish TV News 8 update on demand for even more on demand and on the go. Connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening, and be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.